Hello there, Colin Burgess.
No, guess again.
No, sorry, I'm Colin Burgess.
Congratulations, I hope it works out for you.
I think there's been a misunderstanding. I'm your new reporter. They sent me over from Daily Mail.
Oh, you're the new boy, and you're a pudding. Pull up a chair.
Pudding?
Well, you're from Yorkshire. That's what the locals call you lot, Yorkshire puddings.
Not the most flattering of titles, is it?
How old are you? Because either I'm getting younger, or junior reporters are getting older.
Mature student, new to the game. But I think I can handle any challenge you might throw at me.
Well, I think I should be the judge of that. You see, this side of the river, we have a little initiation for newbies, and your luck's in.
Excellent, because my degree was in sociology and politics. So I'd prefer something along those lines.
Well, the gods may be smiling down on us today, Kevin.
It's Colin.
Whatever. And smiling they are, because a job's just come in, and it's right up your street.
Freeman Street stands at the entrance of what was the busiest fishing port in the world. During the street's heyday, it was the main thoroughfare and shopping area of the town. Inhabitants of the street lovingly remember there being a pub on nearly every corner, used by the fishermen on a regular basis. It's freezing. There are boarded up shops as far as the eye can see. Look at the state of this place. The whole street's derelict. Excuse me, I was wondering if I could take up a few minutes of your time to talk about the street and its indigenous people.
Would you like a lemon with that?
Sorry?
This is a fruit and veg stall, mate, not the National Geo bloody graphic. Hang on. Come on, I'm only messing with you. You're not from round here, are you?
No, I'm from Yorkshire. Dare I say I'm based Norfolk River.
Oh, you're from that little fishing village. And I thought Hull was just an urban myth.
I take it you're a local then?
Aye, Grimsby born and bred, sunshine. In fact, if you was to cut me in half, you'd see Grimsby written through my bones. Just like a stick of rock. What was it you wanted to know?
Well, I'm writing a piece for the local paper. And to be honest, I'm finding it really difficult to find anything good to say about the street.
Oh, just reach over and take that knife out of my back. Nothing positive to say about the street? Right, pin back your goals. Here's your starter for 10. The site on which you are standing was sold to the Freeman of Grimsby during the reign of Edward III, 1327 to 1377, for the princely sum of 24 English pennies. How about that then?
That's great, you got any more?
Some people are never satisfied. The market in its present form opened in 1873. The stores at that time were lit by paraffin flares. Unfortunately, it meant that many of the storeholders would retire of an evening minus their hair and eyebrows. It wasn't until 1938 when hair and eyebrows were restored with the introduction of a wonderful invention called electricity. How's that then?
Yeah, that's excellent. Obviously, that's about the market. Do you know any information about the rest of the street?
No, you're looking in the wrong place, son. You want to be further down the street at the Billy Cairns Museum.
My notes don't say anything about the street having a museum.
No, your notes won't, because actually it's a pub. Once managed by the late Grimsby Town footballer Billy Cairns. You'll find more old fogies in there and stories than you will in the Fishing Heritage Centre.
So I'll be down the road at the Billy Cairns pub.
That's
Thanks,
it.
Thank you.
So look with that then, son, because it's called the Freeman's Arms. Get your fresh cut collies here, ladies, only 55 pence each. Hello, son.
A I've just seen you on the market.
No, that's my brother. We like to keep it in the family, you know. What can I get you?
I'll get a sparkling mineral water, please.
Sparkling mineral water, coming up.
And can I take up a few minutes of your time to talk about the street and its people?
Well, you're either the police or a reporter. Either way, we've got nothing to hide, so fire away.
I notice the street is in a state of disrepair, but I keep hearing all these stories about the glory days. When do you think the rot's setting?
Well, that's a $64 million question, isn't it? Some would say it was with the demise of the fishing industry following the Cod Wars. Others would say it was the out-of-town supermarkets. Others would say it was the out-of-town estates.
What about you?
Well, to be honest, I'm a bit busy at the moment. I tell you what, if you have a word with old Jack, he's sitting over there in the corner. He's older than time itself. Take him a pint over, he'll tell you all you want to know.
Hi Jack, my name's Colin. I'm writing a piece for the local paper.
You're a Yorkie.
Ah, that's right.
Don't matter to me, lad. We have no trouble with your lot here. Come on, come off.
That's good to know. Jack, the barman tells me you're a real man of information about the street and its people.
Yes, salt of the earth they are. I don't have no hoodies or hasbros here. Everybody's for everybody else. We help each other.
How long you been here, Jack?
Since 1943. I came here during the war. I never thought I'd settle anywhere, but from the moment I landed, they've made me welcome.
Could I have a pint, please?
Any good at this game?
Have you got any room for them?
I'm afraid I haven't. Sorry, darling.
Okay, should stop like that.
Hey, son, you come over here and help me beat this old bugger at Domino's, and I'll help you to find some digs.
That'd be great, thank you.
So you see, they took me to the heart of the community, found me lodgings, and made me feel as though I belonged. We've always having a tough time in the war. The Jerrys came, dropped their payload, brought flying back over the North Sea. So Freemo got a few direct hits.
Oh! Well, I didn't hear the air raid siren. What the heck was that?
Quick, quick! Chimney's on fire! It's been hit!
And that was the first night in Freemo, and I remember it like it was yesterday.
You talked about the Tivoli. Was that another pub?
Nay, lad. Tivoli was a theatre. I only saw it razed to the ground by Jerry. Everybody tried to put out the fire, but with no use.
It sounds like there's a real community spirit back then. So did everyone rally around when people were bombed out?
Oh, they had to, lad. There were people homeless and starving. If it wasn't for the generosity of the market traders, they used to stay up until last thing, and people used to come with the bags to enter fruit and vegetables that hadn't been sold, and it would last them a week.
So what would you say is the reason for the area's current position?
It was the bloody Icelandics and the Yanks. That's why our Freeman Street's bloody boarded up.
That would be after the Cod War, am I right?
You're right there, lad. That was the last nail in the coffin. That was for Freeman Street and the fishermen, let me tell you.
So why was the street so important in the lives of the fishermen?
Well, it's the first thing we saw when we came off dock. We had money in the pockets, and everything we needed was down Freeman Street. We went to the office, got our settlings. There was the lads waiting outside for a Wesley.
You mentioned a westerly. What is that? What's a westerly?
Well, a Wesley was us, lad. It was a sub, a loan, whatever you want to call it. There were some lads that couldn't get ships, and there's some lads that didn't even want to get a ship. And we saw the same old faces every time.
Excellent, carry on.
First thing I do if I've had a good trip, I'll go to the British American stores and get a new suit. Well, famous the world over they were for fishermen's suits. I went down Freeman Street, went to Prince of Wales, the Lincoln. always missing out the engineers' pubs.
Why's that?
Well, oil and water don't mix, lad. Funny lot, you know what I mean? Most of the lads wanted the wives to meet them down dock. Myself, I didn't like the missus meeting me down dock. So what I did, I went to a couple of pubs, a couple of pints, went to the jewellers, got something really nice, bunch of flowers, then home. And 3 days and quite a few pints later, taxi had come and pick me up, take me down to dock, on ship, and then start all over again. Well, the thing that really sticks in my mind is when Arian was born. I had to take 2 trips off because I was looking after the missus and new baby. So the landlords and the shopkeepers used to send us food parcels. Well, the landlords used to put me drinks on slate when I went in for a pint or two, and a couple of Wesley's shows through. So when the fishermen stopped spending, the shops stopped selling, and that's when Freemo went downhill. Talking about spending, I've just got to go spend a penny. Come on.
Oh, there he goes, England's last hope.
You must have heard these stories thousands of times.
Well, weighed 'em and lived 'em, son. Heard 'em and lived 'em. Well, they're all true, of course, depending on which way you look at it.
So I take it life wasn't exactly a bed of roses for those left on shore.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Nowhere else I'd rather have been. Down here, everybody helped everybody else keep body and soul together, so to speak. The jewellery and the gifts he bought me was on show, or I wore them for the 3 days he was home. But when he'd left home in that taxi and I knew he'd sailed, it was all hands on deck, so to speak.
Come on downstairs quickly, you two! Right, Liam, you need to get this down to Uncle's shop as soon as possible. Okay, can you go outside and get the pram, please? Thank you. Right, Lauren, we've got suits, boots. Right, don't forget those.
He would keep your stuff for 28 days, and if you didn't redeem it, he would sell it on. But most of the time, you got it back anyway without the old man even knowing it had left the house. Lots of learn to being a fisherman's wife. I remember going in the shop, and the shopkeeper wouldn't save me because I was wearing green on a sailing day.
Morning.
How do?
Can I have some oxo cubes, please, and some custard powder?
No, love,
Pardon?
not wearing green, you know. No.
Pardon?
You're not with the. You're wearing green, love. Bad luck. Can't be serving you if you're wearing green.
Duff.
Let's go and get changed. It's tradition. We don't serve people wearing green on sailing days.
Oh, well, that's the easy remedy.
No, you'll have to. Can't serve you wearing green.
You sure?
I'm positive. Yeah, it's tradition. We don't do that.
Thank you.
And another thing about sailing day was you didn't wash. I remember my mother-in-law coming in, running in the yard, shouting,
"What are you doing? You're rushing away! You're rushing away! What do you mean? You don't wash the day he goes away. You rush him away."
gosh, got to kick the dolly tub over. But the best thing was Freeman Street. Going down there, doing your shopping. Everybody knew, you know, your old man had just gone to sea and you might be a bit hard up, so put a bit extra in your bag. Just for the hell of it.
Hi, Mammy love. How are you?
Hello, Rose. I'm not so bad. You keep me out of trouble.
Trying to, you know me.
There you go.
Of course, there was those of us who weren't quite so picky about how we ate a crust. Hey, Rose?
Elsie, love, you've been looking down your nose at me for so long. I'm surprised you're not boss-eyed.
Hi Rose, my name's Colin. I'm writing a piece for the local paper.
I heard you was down here, so I've put this old slap on and got myself right down here. as I didn't want to miss a good old chinwag.
I take it your experiences were similar to Elsie's.
Well, you could say that. Poor old Elsie had to sell her husband's boots to keep her head above water. Me, I used to have to sell something just a little bit closer to home.
Stop right there. What shoe are you on?
Ross Revenge.
Ross Revenge? Okay, on we go. Stop right there, young lady. Where do you think you're going?
I'm going to meet my husband just about 2 hours ago.
Name the ship.
Ross Tiger.
Nice try, young Rose. Ross Tiger doesn't dock till tomorrow. Now you're going home, and I'm going to have to tell your mum.
Oh, come on, PC Harry. Norwegian boats just come in. Your mum left me skint and I got to eat them.
That's not my problem. Go on you go. And don't let me see you around here again.
It was the holy grail if you could get down to the dockside. Very rare you did though. The next stop was Ryby Square. You see, all the seamen had to go past there to get to the pubs. The landlords always used to turn a blind eye to all the comings and goings, but we was very discreet.
It sounds like quite a brisk trade.
Yes, it was. There were seamen from all over the world. They came from Iceland, Norway, and even Russia. And the girls had to do what they had to do to survive.
I remember when the Texans came to town.
Really? When was that?
It were back in the 60s, I remember that much. Oh, back then the street was alive all of the time. I worked as a sales girl in Woolies, which was a couple of blocks up from here. There I am, working away one day behind my counter when I hear a clinking of metal. I looked up from what I was doing, and there were 2 men stood in front of me with cowboy hats on. They did look stupid. I looked them up and down, and on the feet they had these cowboy boots, with those metal things on the back, spurs I think you call them. Back then, you see, we had a lot of posh shops in this area. There was Marks and Sparks, Burton's the tailors, Woolies of course, and Tierney's the tobacconists. They were the green lamp shops. And the cinemas. I remember there being one on just about every corner back then. Went to them all in my time. I only went to the flea pit once, mind. And then on a night you'd walk down the street and hear singing coming out of every pub doorway. You'd go in and find the usual crowd sat round the piano with Bing and Edna in the middle, or old Bessie, bloody Nora Lawrence, singing one of her slightly naughty songs as usual. I'm tired and I want
Listen to you all, banging on about the old days like the street's already dead. I know it's difficult right now, but it's getting better. Look at all the things that are being done to revive the fortunes of the area.
There is regeneration planned for the area.
Planned? It's already happening. It's like the things going on at Freeman Street Market, the new craft guild, the building work that's going on at Foresight with the new facilities for families. There's a whole lot of things, businesses launching themselves. It really is starting to happen around here.
To say that Freeman Street is the trading and economic force it once was would be far-fetched and inaccurate. It's far more than that. It's a mecca, the centre of a community that refuses to let it die. The face of Freeman Street may be in need of a makeover, but its heart and soul are stronger than ever. Governments, councils and initiatives will come and go, but the people remain. And it's them that make Freemo, right up my street.